live stream stuff going. It's the end of the hour, so give him time to come on up.
Yeah, but this is
I just want to thank everyone for coming. My name is Danielle. I own Rooted Books and Gifts, and one of the things that we love to do here is to build a community of people so that they can feel rooted in our community, so that it's a place where people feel like they can belong. And so I'm just so excited to have Caleb here tonight to talk about his first book. I'm also on the board for Reconsile advocacy. And so I'm going to invite Katie Users to come up and chat a little bit about what Grand Island Citizen Advocacy is. And then we're going to turn it on over to Mike and Katie.
You want me to walk over there?
Yeah, come right over.
Feel more than a moment just to give us, let me know the humble opportunity that I have to play a small part in connecting wonderful people in our community, people with disabilities or different experiences in life that could use another individual. Believe every human deserves and the good time having a relationship with someone who freely gives their care and concern to another human. And so these relationships end up being reciprocal, and I get to play the small, humble part of missing this one of our beautiful relationships unfold, where you have Mike, who is a wonderful human, stand up. The best part of my job is being able to get to know humans that can be connect with other humans, giving their for no reason other than to freely give. This is the way our world should be. And also an author, small plug for himself, just would do it. He says, and I'll hand it over to these two. And if you have any questions about Cincinnati, just I'll be here all for their community.
Okay. So real quick, my name's Mike. One of the things I do is I write horror books. So I met this guy, what, 8 months ago? And one of the things that immediately struck me, because there was no way you could not be struck by it, is we sat down, we were getting to know each other, we talked a little bit, and started talking about his books, about the world he created, and he just started going, and he kept going, and he kept going. And he kept going, and I realized about minute 15, I'm like,
what's the nearest place
you built this amazing thing.
Candies?
Like, what is this? And I would be lying if I said I followed it, and I would be lying if I said I understood it. But the more you talk and the more you get to know somebody, it's like you've really done, it's not an easy thing to do. It is a labor. It is to some point it's a lifestyle. So when I recognized that he come up with this very rich and very violent and very eccentric world that he put together, yeah, I was impressed. And so it was one of those things where I'm so glad, and we kind of talked about putting out a book, and he put out The Reality Master. So I'm gonna introduce him, and I want you to give him a round of applause. So this is Caleb, and Caleb wrote this book.
Like a poster.
Yeah, it's like a poster. So cool. So let's start off.
Well, I do want to say something.
Yeah.
So I go by many names online and in person. So my real name is King Colwell.
Yes,
My preferred name is Decker Miles. I also go by Coleb Chadwell and Caladarn. And it's usually my names everybody knows me by. If you find me on anything, it's most likely me. If you don't, it's probably me anyways. So so nothing bad. If I'm on anything bad, I don't know how the hell that happened. I didn't do that stuff. I'm serious. I don't do that stuff, but I have former friends that like to do that stuff.
All right. So let's talk.
Whose names will not be spoken.
So it's like one of the things that I remember was you telling me how you wrote it. So like, tell me about how you started writing, because it's not something that you normally do.
Yeah. Okay, so when I made this, well, partial of the world, it actually changed throughout my life, especially after my died. But at first, when I was 7, I kind of heard voices, and my parents thought I was hallucinating. This is in Texas in the 90s, so mental health isn't really a thing people would discuss, let alone try to understand. And I was in and out of multiple facilities because of it. I was the last test group of electric shock therapy in Texas. I was one of the last groups, and one day we found we had a doctor through a company called Cook's Children. It's funny sounding still. Hey, we're not even Cook's Children. But the therapist or the lady we talked to told my parents, "I'm not hallucinating. This is a world I made." And as it went, I could not read and write at all, or anything at all good. So I would use tape recorders and record myself playing as all these characters and making this world. There's Decker Miles, there's Coleb Chadwell, the Caladarn, Still Tom Rock, Ian Doom,
No.
all these people.
These are all the people.
No, these ones
Oh,
are
that's what-
actually my
Would
digital
you
sister,
find
Nash,
any woman in?
my digital brother, Posh,
No, I had one last
me,
night.
and Rose. This
Yeah.
person is the main villain of the whole story.
Just have a
This
book
is
signing
the main villain. His name's Bell.
tonight. So right now,
Oh, okay, that's good.
Ever like read or
What?
write really well? How did you come about to write 360 pages?
The schizophrenic side's fun. I can see both ones. I see here and I see there. Usually when I tell people that, they kind of look at me as like, oh, he's going to go off the deep end. I usually get drugged and considered should go in a facility. I don't want to be near you. You're creeping me out, and it's the fact that I can shut it off and on. I prefer. I explain it as the Alice in Wonderland, the Underland, if that makes sense, where she finds connection from Wonderland to her self. It's kind of seeming like I can even in both parts be there, and I see my characters. I see people connected to me. I feel the thing I call essence, which is the cornerstone of the creations that I made. With the essence, hearing them and seeing them, if I'm connected closely to a person, I can see this variation of them, and from there, I can like interact with that side, and when I feel them and feel the essence from them, I write.
So
As
that's
a
why a
full-
lot of these are people that are actually in.
Yeah. Well, some of them like Decker. Well, the first iteration of that. Well, that's the main iterations, alterations, and extensions. Those are like the format of time. Time and my creations have no meaning. It's either day, night, or dawn. Because of that, I also have a really weird concept of time, but out of it, connecting to people and able to see this variation of them and their personality, and usually get told like spot on how they perceive themselves in fantasy is interesting because I can do that right off the spot, and it's fun because I usually hide that from people because I feel like if I do, will you guys still be my friend? Would you think I need to be admitted to a hospital? Should I get more medication? And
But it's that weird kind of interplay between fantasy and reality that that you play with in the book.
yeah. So the book, basically, I formed from minds from is part of it too. It's basically their connection to me and my connection to the planes of existence or the world itself, the essence itself, causes temporal shift in the realities, which is the real world. Well, as it goes, we're heroes, but then we come to like what is a hero that we leave and those who are left behind are there to fix the world, but they're not wanting to, they're wanting to find those who are left. I think me, Rose, Nosh, and Posh. So as it starts, it's kind of lightheartedness, but then eventually you see the decay, the fighting, the infighting, and all this stuff going down, but you still find sympathy with those that are called heroes, and you eventually find the point where you sympathize with the evil. Which in that I also demonize the heroes for what we are and what they are and who they are, and sympathize with the evil that even though his actions are bad, like really bad, there is sympathy in that for the reason he became that way, which is usually all my process. The funny thing is the first book was going to be a one-time thing. Then Rose, everybody wanted me to make more, and it kind of grew from there. I actually went through multiple bouts of depression and suicide. Multiple times, there's times I did not want to leave, like go to work. There's times I just like should kill myself, you know. That's also a weird thing. I get diagnosed with suicidal ideations. They're always there. It's just I don't act upon them. My way of suicide is bleach. I drink chemicals to do it. So
Do you think any of that kind of plays into?
yeah, it does. There's this so there is a form that I call the golden sin form, which is the burden I bear. I also bear other people's burdens because I would call the paradox. But if the paradox dies, the world ends anyways. So as long as I'm alive, everybody lives their life. But because realities are connected to the existence, and the existence is part of the essence, and if I was to die in any form of that, the world itself would be gone, like completely gone, like destroyed and no longer exist, no longer have focal. And that's kind of where the story ties to is like, why do I have to survive and people around me die? Why do I allow this to happen? Because there's guidelines I place on my writing. You don't force the essence. You don't control what is not being said. You do not control those around you. A creator that it has a creation must be passed down the mantle to another creator to keep those creations alive. And it's a bunch of steps I follow when I'm writing because I don't write. I am their full. Like I let them talk, let them do their thing, and
Like these different things that
Yeah.
are around you all the time
yeah,
come out through your fingers. Yeah.
yeah.
Huh, that's really cool.
It sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know what? It's like when you talk about like crazy, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I put down thoughts in my head onto paper and ink, and other people take it and I make them imagine things. You know, yeah, books are crazy.
Oh, here's a little fun fact. I have mental disabilities and all that too. I talk more about that on my YouTube video.
And the YouTube videos like really gets into
Yeah, it really is deep. I actually had multiple compliments on several writing servers I was in. I had a guy message me, and he said his Down syndrome niece finally found her voice because of my writing. That she always talked about my characters, my stories, the new chapter with her family. And she was in the server I was in apparently, and one of the writers I don't know what. She's not allowed to be on Discord. Since she's very like self shamed and all that. He said his brother cried for several days because it took some random guy on the internet to give her a voice. That every time she starts a story, she leads with my names and says thank you.
Yeah. So let me ask you a couple other questions about the book. So how long did it? So this is the first one you put on the paper, but like you have others.
Yeah. Oh, I have maybe side stories that connected through the essence and all that. All connections to my creations and other creations are all part of that same world because that's where they wish to be. Like Forza's character, I dealt with his ass so many times that I helped him write the character Forz, which is his character. His name's John. Don't even look at him. Don't look at him. But his character Forz kind of was like, as I wrote it, it just fluently came through, and he goes, "I spot on." He couldn't even do it himself that great, and I do that a lot. Writing for Rose's character Rex and Samala, they're from a Necroby variation, but these are the human variation because there's so many rules on the Necroby side. There's some guideline about them being in other worlds and other creations.
It's nothing. I'm sorry.
No, say it.
But nothing. But
Okay.
but it's still my characters.
Yeah, they're still her characters.
I came up with a lot of their personality and backstory.
Yeah.
It's just writing the current version of them.
Yeah, the current version are humans. Rex and Small are in
The
a
current
relationship.
version of the humans.
Yeah, they're both guys. She calls them her babies because those are like informed her completely.
I like
So, because of that, I was able to write her characters in such a way that she couldn't be able to do it either. Like, so about the book, this is the first 3 books from Wattpad that I wrote on there. It took me,
And what passion right there?
yeah, Wattpad to write on. You could read books, you can read them for free, you can buy them, all of that. First 3 books in one. You could actually read my Wattpad, but I figured it's for people that are not technologically inclined, like people that are afraid to go online and afraid to like be there and understand it. It took me 3 years to write these 3
Yes,
books.
I was just gonna ask him how long it took.
Yeah, each year was 1 book. Yeah, I wrote 3. I'm currently working on the 4th one. I got 15. I'm 30 chapters into the 4th book.
That's pretty good.
And I didn't realize that. I completely. Yeah. It didn't say hi.
We'll get that again, so.
Yeah, it's so within those 3 years, I had, like I said, suicide. Me and Rose broke up, and we got back together the following year. Uh, Weird enough, but it was a lot on me. Like there's times I would wake up and I would just shake because I had to write, and I ended up losing that ability to hear them and see them and all that. And it scared the hell out of me. And then one day I'm writing on my computer, just playing a game, and I go, "Hey, Decker, shut the hell up real quick." And he came back. Yeah, so not like that. So as the writing goes, I think each year I have to complete 1 book. And like I said, it's supposed to be a one-time thing. And then people are like, "Do I continue? What's going on? Happen next?" So I make my stories ambiguous. The ending is always up to the reader to choose that next part. That's how I write. That's how I do it. And then being told, "Hey, continue this. This is great." And then realizing that the passion I had needed her, needed him, needed a lot of people to show me this is where I'm going to go. This is call for technology, like network security and data management. Shitty field to go into. Had to do psychology for some reason. I still to this day do not know why I needed that. But parents wanted me to go for that because they believed the writing career would have been not a successful one. So going into that, my dad told me he's on Discord, and all my crew's on Discord. They're over there on the laptop. But because my dad one day said he should have guided me through writing. He should have at least him and mom should have agreed on nurturing my writing style. So my dad being my dad, kind of like after that. But yeah, just writing has always made me feel free. Like seeing it, hearing it, being there, seeing all of it, learning it, and being able to share to people this world is for me. It for me is good. I'm usually scared to show people that side of me because you can't talk about suicide at work, can you?
Yeah, well, it can be scary to put something
Yeah.
right out in the world. It really can be.
Yeah, and
And yet, like, I got to see you when you saw this movie, and it's like that was it was scary, but there it was.
yeah, and my YouTube channel goes into a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like I had 3 new subscribers subscribe to me. I had a guy on Discord message me and was like, "Don't change who you are. Don't ever feel afraid." And I find some sort of indication I'm doing something worthwhile. Like living in Texas, my dad said if he wasn't the way he was, like the abusive, really asshole, alcoholic, piece of shit, all that, I wouldn't be here. I came up the day before the COVID isolation event happened. I told everybody if I was still in Texas, I would not be here. I would be in the ground or gone. So my dad kind of just being my dad, it's kind of like it took him to fuck up for me to be successful. But my dad will never fuck up. He's my dad.
So last thing, and then maybe we'll do some questions if people have
Okay.
questions from the audience. So if people want to get into the book, what's one thing you want to tell them about it? Like just starting off.
Okay, just be warned, there are a lot of depictions of both child religious variations of a lot of violence and righteous fury.
It's a little bit of a
Yeah.
story.
It's kind of like, hey, we're heroes. What can we do? To the point of, holy shit, we're heroes. What do we do? And I take a lot of my inspiration from the Punisher. You know how like graphic those are back in like the 90s and 80s, where that was kind of something you don't touch in those type of drawing and writing. And my dad said one day I should just write for the boys or Invincible. And I'm like, no, I got my inspiration from the Punisher.
Yeah, you got your own thing. Yeah.
So yeah, there is a lot of violence. A lot of it can trigger a whole shit ton of people, and then it'll be like, oh my god,
But
Deckerman?
but the idea that you're getting out,
Yeah,
it's part of what.
yeah. That was actually one of my fears, was trying to like put that somewhere and people to see it and be like, I hope it inspires them. I hope it gives them the chance to be like, hey, if he can do it, I can do it. If he can do this, I can do this. That's the reason why I work. It has always been to defy the norms. I don't even write proper writing. I don't, because I refuse to. I get people telling me that's the way I need to write it, and I will never change that because I don't know how. So, you also in the writing get to see me evolve my own style of writing. At first, it's a lot of as, but then you start seeing the dynamic of it changing a little bit more coherent, than to the point where it's like a totally different person. You're not reading mine, you're reading theirs. That's their world, their creations, their essence, all of that. And just reading it. And even when I go back and read my own stuff, like, oh crap, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's always a good part of being a writer. It's like just cool. Well, do we want to do a Q&A? I want to give him a chance to talk or just ask any questions about his work that you got going on. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question.
hello.
The most surprising thing that you know about yourself since you printed this book.
That I found a heart finally. Like I grew up with this really bare bones belief that love is only temporary. You love something until you have to throw it away or until it has no enjoyment from it. And Rose back there showed me that the heart is there for a reason. Everybody has a heart. To me, I don't have it. She gave me one. She completely showed me that love isn't temporary. People care, they care. If they don't, they don't. If they want to, that's up to them. But she showed me that writing was my calling. She showed me that love can be something I can have and not feel this desperate loneliness and hatred for myself. And meeting people, I have my adopted mama. I tell everybody, my cat's my sanity, Rose is my heart, my adopted mama is my spirit, and Cody's my hope. And those are the three pussies in my life.
Well, all right. Any other questions?
I have one.
Well,
Okay. So it took you 3 years to make that book, right?
3 years to make 3 books.
Okay. So how long will it take you to make the fourth one by chance?
Probably at the end of this year. It's already at 30. I usually try to round it out, but it's even with this whole new thing I'm writing, it surprises me. Like every time I'm like, oh, yeah, it's even because I'm hearing it in real time and I'm seeing it. There's sometimes even in these I write and then it's like at the end of the chapter. Holy shit, that is so great! And that's how I write. I feel it, and then it surprises me. Like when I read it, and I'm like, I can see them, I see their world, and I love it. And then it's like writing the fourth one, it's like getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know, I can't explain it, I don't want to ruin it, but it's like every time I write, there's something new added. And it's great because it gives me like this feeling of self worth. It makes sense, like able to like be there and feel it and write for my creation, writing for them, and then realizing people are going to read it and hopefully it inspires them too. Anybody? All right. What do you think is some of the differences between Decker Miles and Coleb Chadwell? Well, let's get into this. I have DID. The three others, their personas altered, whatever. I call them the others because there's three of them. My others is Coleb, Decker, and Caladarn. What the fuck? And for Decker in the story, he's very cynical, down to it, blunt as hell. He also has cybernetics and even has his own bout of depression and alcohol and drug abuse. Because of cybernetics, he's a lot more. I'll punch you if you wrong anybody that I love, but he will never harm a child. That's the one. Like he'll go after anybody else, but you mess with a child, you're gonna hope to God you can find somewhere to move that Decker will find you. The Decker me is me and the censorship, because in chat, me and my crew, we talk about some really stupid, messed up stuff. Yes. I will say, if you read the Delta Touch, or if you watch the Delta Touch videos on YouTube, you're gonna be like, oh my god, that can't be his. Oh, it's bad. Nosh and me, we go off on tangents about random stuff, and then it just train wrecks to whatever the hell we talk about, and we're just gaming. That's what I do videos with, is gaming. That's my most open time to just be like that moment where I can rest. But then I'm like, I should start writing. I'm feeling something. So
you also said at some point wanted to give some thank yous to people.
yeah.
All right.
Well, so I want to Nosh and Koch. They the only thing that's kept me from Shade and Sexy Legs. They when I broke up with Rose, Shade came to me and convinced me, don't die. And so since then I haven't. You guys, Stephanie, Asa?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Titus, Rita, Johnny. So it was like, just you guys dealing with my bullshit on a constant basis and still like excited to hear my next adventure or somebody I killed or some random stuff that I shouldn't be talking about at work, but still. Yeah, Rose's mom helped finance a lot of this like that. I spent about $2,500 on this adventure, and she paid like half of it. Rose is even like, no, that's not what happened.
Technically 2,000. I'd say it's more close to 1,000.
Same name.
Mom gave you maybe like 200 to 300.
All right. I would say, like anybody that reads it, that's Discord, you guys, my fellow coworkers, or everybody being here is like scares the shit out of me that a lot of people care enough to read this fucking thing. I swear to God. Like I was Millie for like being my transit, like she's great. She will drive me anywhere, and it's always great to hear her about her work at Anderson or talking about my shit. She listens to some like fun music. It's actually good music, none of that country crap.
Hey, thank you guys so much for coming tonight. It's read. We encourage you to purchase a book from Caleb. So he has books here. They're $15. You can pay by cash, or we do have an option for PayPal. I didn't want to go through me because I'm all the way to go to Caleb.
Okay.
So come up here. Caleb will sign the book for you.
Oh, and you can get a signature if you want.
Yeah. What do you
Which name are you gonna sign?
Oh no, I know signature.
Yeah, nothing like for us to get your name, right?
Yeah. It'll be my signature 3 different times.
Awesome.
In 3 different ways?
Yeah, yeah. So thank you again so much. Let's give Caleb one more round of applause. All right, folks.
Oh, we need a suitcase.
Thank you, Pumpkin.
Thank you.
Just so you know, these are not the only ones. We gotta grab the suitcase. It's just fun. Okay, right. All right.
Sorry.
Right.
Everybody that has
Yeah. This round, yeah, we got nothing great. Right. That's gonna sound. So you're good, much good. You guys are kind of.
Yellow right to the chest. There's no seriously. That's why it's all right poster. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very well.
It's like. No, we're not listening to the
What's pretty good for me? Give me shots. Give the shot. Yeah. Thank you.
That's just like a lot. So every question wants very once. So you need to be very close. Yeah, we're like Mars right out.
I would have missed it. Also, I did good stuff. I have that. Just touch them.
I thought I saw you.
You have to make things front end like top. So I'm like, but I don't know, I like lost it and was a little bit shy. I think my way. Sometimes like early, and I don't fall for it. And I was it's been it was very nice and sure.
Am I getting a phone? Yeah.
It's fine. Like you find out. Oh, it's your hanging out.
Where's the next one? You know, the pizza, they can fire, getting to the train, and that might be super stories. That's all right. I'm listening. Yeah, that's the fun time where it shoots the ball. Please do. Something technical on the top. I'll just sit on the utility and it's that kind of stuff. Yeah, right. actually working that's good. So you stay out the just talk to me. That who's a little town is going to be discovered and anything like that. And yes, it's the biggest fan down. And to recognize them, the guys working on it's fair. It's falls back with so afterwards, we look at you're putting it on. Based on that turns out to be a big story being and that's throughout the book I hear about standing and talking matters. You know, yeah, the family and that's so. Yeah, it's my all newspaper. You put it together as a yeah.
You told me.
Yeah, I was flying to CD and I wrote
You gonna watch it with me? I'm all done.
Yes. Yeah.
Left this way.
Yeah,
Left this way. Come on. Get back. Let's get back.
On 7 to 9. So there's nine, 5 here. So I'm gonna think about yeah. And so let's just take the gas off.
Thanks. Right, probably a big time of time.
So like how this. So who's the mention first to it?
It's not Friday, so there's no kids.
Yes, we are going to be
Awesome.
That's who I think that actually. Good luck. If I can speak on these things. Yeah. Just start that.
No, you should have something like that. Yeah, because I'm gonna do it for it. So it's not like it's not a good escape. So yes, evolution. And general yeah, but I think those WSs.
I cannot handle really lots of emotions all the time.
So
Yeah. There's not.
if you need to say yeah, it's hard. Yeah. Well, I can't, I should not. You gotta pick it out and see all time. Yeah. Oh. No, it's just I'm sure. Well, so Archie knows how to get notes. I have my wife. Take that.
She doesn't know he didn't. She's really fast.
Right.
Yeah. Good talent.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they're getting
Right.
Anything or you can say
I've gone through on that. They were pretty.
Couldn't have been behind them.
So they saw.
There's one thing. Word. Yeah. Nothing about
Bless you. Bless you again.
Thank you.
I tried writing on everybody in terms of like finding deals and getting all of them and into fish. That's very good. It was like, using return on because my house is on summer life still. That's all it's that's that's it. Yeah, I can focus and the so that's what I want to get. Some sort of interaction. Almost stairs. Right up the fire so many times. And so scooters. That's pretty. Well, I mean, I would have to write off it's a cost, which that's the only really
Not for a lot of people. Shares.
stop cash. Yeah, I was about $100,000 minus $2. Yeah, I found it was it's so very like yeah. That's not just for only these days we have really taking under. Like, that was yeah, was a 5,000-year-old gnomes, but you're trying to date a guy that's in his 40s. There's the guy that did all of the one on the Strider. Oh, here. She's a girl, so this is. So she is.
I made it.
I was like, turn on this and she. I was gonna see she locked it from it's let her. Not she
I know. We have a box of 10 reflective O'Neills, so I've been, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this next place is.
Actually,
Yeah. All this one makes you feel that is so so the part says I'll try to do that from the which I was the end. Yeah. That comment,
hanging up my medical record.
George says yeah, you know, most of the friends are like that's what I just feed the dogs the gas. I got full sure you see that like right there. Well, still happy to and it that's the hours. It's like time. It really nice to say. Oh, next time to use the front. Yeah, I want to just very interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's like you're like your hands. It's like and what's let's do it. So I said, she says, I want to Courtney. Yeah. Trevor, Dr. Gordon plays. Yes, what's the Where's back from the news? Sister dreams.
It's getting here. Well, it's one of Brennan. Oh. It's following this saying hands up. It's yes. Multi-actors. God. That's the thing where that's hard that happening. No, Mama became our friend. Loves it. It's it's amazing. What's that? It's a lot of things. It's not out there. I was in the right space. Some Charles, but you can figure out and since me. And it's people aren't there. But so finding these before I figured out they have a nice skills. Yeah, that means yeah, it's good for one. And in mind, and for today, it's not there to listen. It's that comes up there to try. Often state that was the today. So very much. Yeah, it's everything's perfect. That's why I have to be a skater. I take it out to win the speaker. Yes, and I'm so excited. The other things, so the pure ones, assessment was ridiculous here. What you see as well, and since the process there, I was frustrated because there's never to the building where I'm making it down, you're so sick to me. I'm 6 times on my it's really going and not to be able to get down and say when it came out there was so hard to it. That's the same. They sent me a bunch of people home. They didn't pick any of those. Yes, they didn't feel their if you're insane. Solid. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I'm not. That's what does me down. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I tried to do the series down the action state. That's right. That's one of the things. Yeah, you got that. Sister rides. What about teeth? Okay, culture, stands at the end. Which time it is. There. It always seems like the show just thinks that how do we it's our range. I don't hear worship or experience much earlier this year. I was actually speaking to an honor that and it wasn't particularly disciplined with like cars. And I got some it's feeling that all the time saying that and having it just right line from so yeah. But it was a process. But yeah, it's just like that one thing we're gonna be not now. So I actually yes, yeah. That's like something. Yeah, I mean it's offering. Try and some very interesting of my youngest is here. Yes. Yes. And you never know.
Can't have. Not the control it. When you remember the lights. There is some teachers down. Just. I'm sure we can get to these. Just what I'm saying is like fullest. What's we can read now? Yeah, no, someone's nine. Yeah, it's just like some thing or something like that. If you haven't been one of them, it's now I'm not screaming in your face. Yeah, yeah. Too many germs and yeah, traffic class. Well, it's funny. You know, wrong. Yeah, becomes the chance for what's well,
That's part of the joke. But the funny thing is, there's a game I have called on and it's based on people are making it. Flush, very flush, and like executions. Or you can help them with some scary enough, right? So they they want to purchase it. Yeah, sure, probably like so. Yeah, yes, I don't drink fire. So they can get there. I'm not very far into the beer. So
So it's you can one can here like look at how
just like this, no, I heard it before. It's an organization, right? It's a job. That's very nice.
yes, it's free. Yeah, so and then nice scratch out. Alright.
That's cool. How many are you planning?
One player. But you can have, like, so you can include some characters on your arena, you can go in the format. Which is great, and very helpful. Then you can playing it on the first, the first night when you can see as long as you want. Where second so just to allow them to
He's around, giving them that house. The console.
You're on the side. Well, that would be amazing, because you're gonna come in sometime. I'll get. Which next. They tried. I don't know which one they're gonna. So. Well. Yeah, I'm taking some to this weekend. So I really want to get them all sorted. That's the truth. So yeah. So
I just can't get people.
yeah. That's all it's alright. Oh, you're gonna run the register? Like, take this stuff. Did you find with don't touch there? No.
Not real, not you me.
Right here around I can have you young man. Yeah. Anything that doesn't deal with killing babies? I don't know. You get so excited about us.
¿Qué pasa?
Caladarn,
Oh, alright.
See him.
let the people see him. Hi, I'm Ben.
Hello there.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Goodbye.